Okay. All righty. So we are gearing up for convention, and y'all, I am so excited. I always love convention, not only just being able to see all of y'all, to be completely honest, and be in the same place and love on you guys and hug everybody and just enjoy those few days together, right? In person, because all of us are spread out all over the place, but to be able to have that community feel, that culture, see our friends, but then learn so much. What I love about you is that it's not always the same speakers, y'all. Y'all are going to be completely blown away by the different people who are speaking this time. They are chosen to speak because it is based off of production. Who is producing the most, and the top producers in the company? Because we want to know what they're doing, right? So it's not always the same people. And I love that too, because I know with a lot of other companies, it's always those top leaders, but they may not be holding that rank, right? Here, it is truly like they run numbers and reports, and it's the very top people who are in production and growing the most at that time. Okay. But it's also the new products that are being released too. It's with conventions, always come new products and all of the hype and the excitement around them. And this one is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I was not at the one September 2018 when our hemp line was released. Okay, I was not at that convention because I was not even in queue yet. I did not join until the following spring. But what I have heard is that people like a good example, Kristen Wyatt. I don't know if y'all know Kristen Wyatt, but she had just joined in August, I believe, of that year. And she came from another company, so she did go a little bit faster than others might go if they haven't ever done this before. So when I tell you how, she was bronze by the end. She joined at the very beginning of August, and she was bronze by the end of August. Okay, not normal. She came from another company. Just want to preface that. Okay, but when she left convention, the convention was the following month. She held that rank when she got to convention that month in September. It was actually at the end of the month, not the beginning of the month. So I love ours is at the beginning of the month because we have all month to also work as well, right? But that time it was at the end of the month. She left convention. She went to convention and had already hit bronze. Okay, so she was maintaining, and I think she said that she was like 13,000 over. Okay, or excuse me, she was 13,000 in volume. She left convention and within 24 hours, her volume went from 13,000 to 48,000, y'all. Okay, that is how massive these conventions are, and these new releases of massive life-changing products, but also products that have never been brought to this community before, to this industry, right? Being able to be the best and have the best. That's exactly what we are. That's exactly what we release. Okay. So that was when we released the hemp line. What is coming this fall? What is coming at convention? And we don't all know what's coming at convention, to be honest. We don't know what's being released. Okay. There's lots of things that are coming out this fall. We don't know it. Even us as Equity Council, Advisory Council members, we don't know exactly what is being released at convention and all throughout the fall. But there are multiple products, more products than what y'all, like what we've already known, obviously with collagen and with terpenes. There are other things that are either being enhanced or released, and things that are coming down the pipeline. Okay. It is going to be just life-changing for your business and for your teams, but only if we are prepared. Okay. So we have to do that preparation work now in order to have that massive momentum and be able to catch that huge wave that is coming, right? So from the beginning of this month, we have been doing daily IPAs, right? I have been posting about it in our Q community chat. Several of my sideline sisters and I have gotten together, and we are giving you guys every single day, Monday through Friday, since the very beginning, different times to be able to jump onto these IPAs with the training and doing those income producing activities. Okay. If you are not taking advantage of this, I highly recommend it. If you can get on every day, amazing. If you can get on 1 day a week, amazing. If you can get on 2 days, amazing. But you can get on at least one time, right? We have been able to make it to where there are different times of the day to be able to have, so we can hit everybody's schedules. Okay. So there shouldn't be an excuse as to, well, I wasn't able to get on one time or at least one time. You can get on at least one time. Okay. But that is going to help you with your preparation and your prep work to be ready for this explosive fall that we are about to have. Summer's over. Boo-hoo. I know, I'm like really sad. But at the same time, I'm ready to get back into the swing of things. Okay. When you're in summer, you kind of, I don't know, we all just kind of like have this ticket that we're like, okay, I'm just going to kind of relax and, you know, enjoy and go on vacations and all the things. But at the same time too, I'm like sleeping in more and I'm going to bed at like midnight and I cannot get off of that. I have to, that's what I told my husband. So I told Jacob earlier, I was like, we have got to go to bed no later than 10:30 tonight because I cannot do this midnight and getting up at 6 a.m. thing anymore. I just can't. But, you know, getting back in the swing of things, right? Summer, for some reason, we all get out of our routines. So being able to get back in that swing of things and come up with a calendar, come up and being more organized, recommitting to your business, drawing that line in the sand. Because I am telling you, if you're not drawing your line in the sand right now, as we speak, and stepping over that line and saying, I'm here for it. I have both feet in the boat, not just one or not just one little toe or whatever, but both feet in the boat. You're showing up to these calls. And I know I'm preaching to the choir because y'all are all here and I applaud y'all and it's amazing. But it's also getting your team to show up to these calls so they can see the community and the culture and everything, because I think that we have a phenomenal team and we have a phenomenal support group, right? But being able to recommit and ask people, whether they're customers or ambassadors on your team, to recommit as well. Okay. So drawing that line in the sand and taking charge. Print off a calendar on your, like just on Google or whatever, Google Calendar, and put in the days that you are going to be posting. Okay. Making sure you're posting about Q Sciences at least 3 times a week. If you need help in what to post, y'all, there are phenomenal people who are posting all of the time. And you can go in and see what they're doing and get ideas, or even go back to a few weeks ago or a couple of months ago, right, of what they were posting and utilizing those posts and making them your own. Sometimes we don't all have that time to sit down and think, or if you're like me, you're not creative, then it takes you like hours to just write like a few sentences, right? So really like utilize that. If you're struggling with what to post, reach out to your sponsor, reach out to your closest bronze ambassador, reach out to a sideline friend to be able to help you, or you can go into the movement. Tara's page, the movement, and Fran did an amazing back to the basics social media and how to post and what to be able to do. Okay. So leading up to convention, we don't want to stop doing the day-to-day things that we need to be doing to be working on our business. Okay. Piquing interest, exposing people to Q and the products and whatever else, right? Being able to posting on social media, being able to invite people to webinars, to having informal calls, y'all. If you haven't had an Fab 5, an informal call in a while, I challenge you to schedule one over the next 2 weeks. If you haven't done an in-person event, and you want to do that, I challenge you to schedule one over the next 2 weeks to be able to capitalize on what is coming. Okay. The more people that you are piquing and you are exposing, and the more people that you have joining your team at this moment, becoming customers at this moment, the more this wave of momentum that is going to happen is going to explode your business. Okay. Our best The people who are going to jump on this the most and the fastest are going to be current customers, current ambassadors, old customers, old old ambassadors that might not be I can't talk. Ambassadors that might not be plugged in any longer. Okay. So during these next, I guess what convention's like 3 weeks away, I guess. During these next 3 weeks, you need to be doing your day-to-day things that you always should be doing. Okay. Maybe over the summer, you might be like me. I'm claiming it. I got out of the routine of doing the day-to-day things every single day. I think we all have, right? Being able to step back into that, posting again, doing your stories again, being able to build relationships again, exposing people, reaching out, all of the things. Okay, that is super, super important. One thing is you don't want to wait for these products to come out to start doing that. You have to start doing that, picking it back up now. You don't want to wait till a convention. You don't want to say, oh, well, I'll get motivated again to do that when that comes. It's not about motivation, y'all. If you've ever been on one of my launch calls, you know I talk about discipline. Be disciplined to do that. I'm not motivated to do a lot of stuff, but I'm disciplined to do it. Okay. So making sure that you just dig down deep and just be disciplined and say, you know what? I don't want to miss this boat. Because I'm going to tell you, you don't want to regret not doing it later, right? You don't want October to come around and you think, oh my gosh, they were all right. This has been insane. I wish I would have better prepared myself. And if I would have done that, this is where I would have been. And this is the amount of people I would have been able to help. And this is the amount of my team members I would have been able to help, right? So if you have people underneath you and they're not on this call, you want to be reaching out to them and telling them the same information too. Remember, you are leaders. We are all leaders. We have people who have trusted us with their business. It is up to us, even though, yes, it is their business as well, but it is up to us to inform them and let them know and to grab a hold of them, partner up, little do-si-do, right? And let them know all of this information. Because if they're not getting on these calls and they're not turning into Q News and paying attention to different things, they have no clue. But it could be life-changing for them, or it could be what is going to get them rebooted. Y'all always know that I say do not raise the dead, right? Like you cannot raise the dead. But you don't know how these products are going to affect those people who might not be purchasing from you anymore or might be unplugged ambassadors. Okay. Let me see here. So you're wanting to be able to close as many ambassadors and customers before convention. Okay. The more people that you have as customers and ambassadors underneath you, the bigger it's going to be for your business. Also, don't hyper focus around one product that is coming at convention. Talk about hype up just what is coming as far as, oh my gosh, like this is something that this industry has never seen before. And you can let them know there is going to be collagen that's coming and terpenes that are coming. We don't know what's being released because I don't know what's being released, but it's all coming this fall. But what is coming at convention is supposed to be just something that is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. You have to check out what's going on, right? Let me see here. Okay, you want to be able to follow up with people who have even told you no in the past, or if they have said, you know what, now is not a right time, or I'm just going to watch you and see how you do, and then I'll maybe join you, right? Well, guess what? You can come back and say, hey, I've been doing this for 2 months now. And with my first paycheck, I was able to pay for X, Y, and Z. Or I've been doing this for 6 months now, and this is where I am, and this is how many people I've been able to help. Or I've been doing this for a week, but this is how I am feeling on these products and they are amazing. And you have at least got to try these products out. Okay. Being able to make it about other people and how you can be in service to them. Okay, so you want to talk about what is coming in September, but you also still want to be able to edify your leader. Okay, being able to invite them to webinars or to introduce them to your leader. Hey, listen, like you've been on my heart. I know that you said this was not a right fit, but I have got to introduce you to Renee. She has been absolutely instrumental and phenomenal in my business. She has an incredible testimony. She has a heart of gold, and she is helping me have the same success as she has had. I really want you to meet her so she can share with you what's going on. Okay, so you don't even have to be that expert. Quit trying to educate people about what's coming, okay? About the ins and outs of the terpenes and the ins and outs of the collagen. I know we had that call last week with Anne and it's amazing, but that was more so for you to kind of know, not necessarily for you to have to regurgitate to everybody else, right? We're not the expert. We are edifying and connecting to our upline, okay? Let's see here. Okay. So, once a week we have our QIQ, our webinar for our team, right? There are tons of other webinars going on as well. I am telling you guys though, in my opinion, the bigger the webinar, the less effective it is for inviting people. Those ones that we go to and there are like hundreds of people on, unless those people have pretty much said, yes, I'm ready to sign up, let's do this, and they're just there to kind of check out, I would not be inviting a new person to those. I don't. Okay. So what I encourage you to do is get with your sidelines. Even if you're just getting started, or you're an executive, or you're elite, get with different partners and y'all start doing smaller webinars, informal calls, practicing with one another. Okay, hey, you take the first part of it, I'll take the second part of it. Everybody can present, right? You have your team or you invite people to those calls and let them hear what's going on. And then you feed them into the larger ones on Thursday nights that we do as a team. Okay, it's another exposure. But the more people that y'all are getting to these webinars and exposing to these products and to what this opportunity is, the better, I promise you. Okay, the more smaller events that you are having, those informal calls that I challenged you to do for you personally and for you to get with your upline, but even being able to get with your sidelines. Okay. Okay, so that's the first phase one, continuing to do everything that you're already doing, exposing as many people as possible. If you have exposed, a book just fell off my desk, sorry. If you have exposed in the last 6 months, let's say, okay, 10 people, I'm just throwing out a number. You've exposed 10 people in the last 6 months. What you need to do in the next 3 weeks is expose that many people in the next 3 weeks. Okay, y'all, it's just 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks of maybe putting in a little bit more work and effort. Oh, 2 weeks? Oh gosh. Okay, well, I'm like a little behind, I guess. I was thinking it was 3 weeks for some reason. Anyways, being able to put in a little bit more time and effort into this business just for the next 2 weeks, right? To be able to have that huge group of people who are going to be interested. Okay. So next, what we want to do is you want to continue to be visible. If you haven't been visible, if you've kind of taken a break from social media, I'm not gonna lie, I have stepped back a little bit from it just with all the craziness that's going on, and it was kind of stressing me out a little bit. But I am planning on being more visible, okay? And being Katie Steinbrecher had a great post today. Just being that light to people, y'all. Right now, with everything that's going on in our world, we need to be the light. We need to be the encouragers. We would need to be the inspiration. We need to be the positive, right? Everything is so negative, and then they come to our post and it's just like Katie's post today seriously was a breath of fresh air. Like it was just perfect, right? So being able to be that light, but being visible to people. If you've taken that step back, it's time to get back in, because that's like casting that wide net. Social media is that wide net that you can bring all of those fish in, getting all of this information out there to them. If you are testing the collagen, I've had lots of people sending me messages today asking about, hey, can we take a picture of ourselves, you know, with the spoon or whatever, or like Sarah Watson had a great post today. You can do something like that. Okay. It was great. It's just, you can't say the name of it. You can't say the ingredients. You can't say this tastes like doo-doo, or it tastes like baby peaches, or whatever, right? Like nothing negative. It's just being able to be all positive about it. Okay. So you don't just want to spam people on social media either, as far as your posting goes. Okay, so really go back. If you haven't watched it yet, In the Movement, the social media training on the basics, you really want to go in there and watch that. Okay, from Fran. Let me see here. Okay, so this is really getting into, you're continuing to do all the same stuff you've always done, but this is really what you want to focus on with convention prep. Okay. One, you want to reconnect with friends and people you haven't talked to in a while. Okay. I want you to take for 10 minutes a day, when you are interacting with people and reconnecting and building relationships with them online, take your Q hat off. Put it on the desk beside you. Do not let anything about Q Sciences come out of your mouth. Nothing. Or type or anything. You are merely adding value to people. You are merely building those relationships again. Because here's the thing. When you reach out to them right before convention to see if they're interested in being on your VIP list, you don't want that to be that first contact and exposure, and you hadn't talked to them in years, and they've had a baby and they just got the biggest promotion of their life, and you're like, hey, I have to tell you about this cute stuff, this collagen, and it's amazing. You want to be on my VIP list? And they're like, oh, hey, yeah, I just had a baby, but you know what I mean? Like that's so being able just to get back in their life and checking in on them and how are things doing and asking questions. Okay. Being present. And you know what? You might check in and be like, hey, how are things going? It's been forever. You've been popping up on my news feed lately. Don't you love those Facebook algorithms? And just wanted to see how things are. It's been such a long time. So would love to kind of catch up. Tell me, you know, how's life? And they might completely unload and say, oh my gosh, you know, I just had a baby and my postpartum depression is absolutely terrible and I feel horrible and I have no energy and I need to lose like 50 pounds because of this baby. And on top of that, I just quit work and I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do this because I really rely on this income. They might unload all this stuff and your like Q meter is like overload. You are wanting to like just throw up Q, like, oh my gosh, I have to tell you about these products and this opportunity, and it's gonna fit all of your needs, right? But you have your Q hat, off, okay? Empathize with them. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry you're going through that. If you struggled with the same thing, then say, I'm here for you. I know it is a hard time. It's a hard season. You know, do the feel, felt, found method. Love on them. Be that support. Be that friend. Okay? It's also going to make you feel a whole lot better. I will tell y'all, I was feeling really just like, I don't know, over the summer, just kind of disconnected and alone and all of the things, because we weren't in the hustle bustle and seeing tons of people anymore. And I started building more relationships. And y'all, it's just become, it's been a breath of fresh air. I've been getting together with old friends I hadn't seen in a while and doing play dates with our kids and going to get coffee or lunch or whatever, just as friends. And I'm not bringing Q up yet, right? So being able to do the same thing too, okay? There will come a time in a couple of weeks that you'll be able to bring it up, okay? But just really continuing that relationship. Okay, let's see here. With old customers and old ambassadors, that might even ambassadors, y'all, that have completely canceled or terminated or haven't ordered anything in months, or their renewal came up and they didn't renew. Building those relationships again as well, because you don't want them to think, well, you know, I was their customer and then I stopped buying from them, they stopped talking to me, and now all of a sudden they're coming back because they have a new product release and I just want a friend. I just want my friend back, right? Being that friend to people. Same thing with the ambassadors as well. Okay, so doing that same thing and building those relationships with them too. One thing that I love to do is have like a relationship journal. I've been doing this lately since I've been building so many relationships recently with people. Is I like, it's just this little, like this, okay, where I have notes of what I'm talking to each person about. And it's not Q stuff, it's just relationships. Okay, to where eventually when that time comes, I can kind of come back and say, hey, listen, I know we've talked about this before and you've struggled with X, Y, and Z, and you've been on my heart. And I just recently met somebody that I need to connect you with. They had the same struggles too, and they have been able to help so many people like yourself overcome that. Can I introduce you to them? Right? It's just being able to make sure you take those notes to where you remember what has been said and you're not having to go and scroll all the way back up, okay? All right, so this whole time you're still piquing interest though. While you're building relationships, you're still piquing interest with other people that you've built relationships, because we've been doing this now for at least 2 weeks if you've been doing IPAs, okay? And you should have been doing it all along. And if you haven't, it's okay. You're not behind the game. Just start doing it now, right? So being able to pique those relationships or piquing those interests, edifying people. Now, what we're also going to start doing in this 2 weeks is we're going to start hyping up what is to come. Okay. If you are not a product tester, if you were not able to get in on that, it's okay, y'all. Use other people's stuff, other people's pictures, or you know what, reach out to me and I will send you a picture. You can tell me, hey, I want you to angle it this way with, you know, this showing on the spoon. I will do everything for you and I will send it to you. I've done it multiple times before with vitamin sprays and whatever else for people. Okay. I am happy to reach out to me and I will do that. Okay. But being able to hype things up. Okay. We are not a hype company. But let's just be completely honest. When people have FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. If you didn't know what that meant, because for the longest time I didn't. I'm like, what does FOMO mean? Fear of missing out, okay? That's what it means. And so many people have that, okay? You want to talk about how we are the third fastest growing company in the entire world right now. That's unreal. And what is about to come this fall is going to double our company in 1 to 2 months, the production of what it has done all year round, all year long. Phenomenal. And we are a part of it, right? Okay. If there is no buildup or excitement and you just unload everything right when it comes, it's kind of like, wah, wah. It's going to feel like that for you and for them, right? Like in the beginning when Q was kind of just getting started and it was when I was here, but they would re-release something and it wasn't tons of hype around it. They started realizing, oh my gosh, we have to hype it up, right? Because if you just release it, nobody knows anything about it. And they're like, what is this? What's this stuff that she's holding on the spoon? And what's she talking about? It just kind of falls, right? So being able to keep that going, maybe a couple of times a week in your stories or in a post, making sure that you are talking about what is to come. Okay. Yes, April. I love that. She said, let's really ramp up loving on, I'm assuming she's saying each other's posts. Yes. Yes, I agree 100%. Y'all, I mean, we as a team, we have to surround one another. We have to build one another up. We have to cheer one another on. We have to just love on one another, right? And being able to share in that excitement, because the more comments and stuff that people have in their posts, the more it is going to push it up, right? So I agree 100% with that. Alrighty, let's see here. Another thing is, and this is a really good reason of why we're wanting these last 2 weeks to really start hyping stuff up, is because, and talking to people about VIP lists and whatever else, is because we don't want them, they're going to get like tired and bored, right? Like if they're like, oh my gosh, I mean, she keeps talking about this or he keeps talking about this, but when's this coming? And then they stop paying attention and whatever else. So it's really good to be able to start this just 2 weeks before, okay? You want to, like I said, match all the exposures you've already had for this year. Try to match them in these next 2 weeks. Okay. That is going to be huge for you. I promise you. Let's see. All right. So I know I keep reiterating some things, but I really think that they are important. But I just can't stress enough, like old customers or ambassadors, and being able to reconnect with them, because y'all, they loved our products, right? They signed on for a reason. They might have stopped for a reason. They might have stopped because I've had a lot of people, I know this sounds crazy, but I've had a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I had my auto ship coming out and I got a new card and I forgot to change it. And it, obviously didn't ship. And then I just have completely forgotten. I've meant to come back and do it, but I just keep forgetting, right? You never know why people stop. Even with the business, maybe you had a bunch of people that joined you in the beginning and they're not doing it anymore because they felt lost, or like they couldn't do it, or maybe they didn't have the support, or whatever it may be, right? But now you are a more seasoned ambassador. You can plug them into more stuff and help them even more, and invite them to come back, or just letting them know what's coming down the pipeline, because you never know who is going to be interested in it, right? Okay, I have some more notes. Almost finished, promise y'all. Okay, last couple of things. When you are exposing people, okay, you want to ask them and let them know that you have a VIP list for what is coming down, and do they want to be one of the first people to find out about this? Because I promise y'all, this stuff is going to fly off the shelves. Y'all all know it. If you have been in this business since even just February and the last convention, things sell out so fast. Okay. And we want to be sure that we get our hands on it first. Also, another thing I have learned is, if you are not one of the first people that are purchasing your products, if you're the last person basically that's purchasing their products, obviously you're going to get it last, right? I'm going to tell you, I'm always the last one. And I don't know why. I think it's because I get so busy doing everything else and helping everybody else, I forget to order my own. And so Kendall Hannon, who is like the very first person to purchase, she's like days before me. taking pictures online and saying, I have my products, I'm so excited. And I'm like, oh, why did I not jump in and order that like immediately right then and there? Okay, so that's another thing too. But being able to invite people to be on your VIP list, what you want from them is their phone number and their email address. Okay, because if you're just sending out a blanket email to everybody, let's just be honest, y'all, I get tons of emails and I don't check them. Okay, I don't open them up. And there, like the clicks, like, because if you do like a mass email campaign or whatever, the clicks are always super low, right? More people are going to open up a text message, but you still want to be able to send that email as well. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy either. I'm not talking like some like beautiful graphics and things like that. It's just talking about like, it's time. Are you ready? I'm so excited. I'm headed to Dallas, or convention is happening. If you're not able to come, convention is happening. I am going to be able to send you all of the great information as soon as it is released. Just make sure that you are around your phone on Friday night at 8 p.m. and I will share all the information with you, right? So giving them that first reminder, sending out that first reminder a couple of days before convention, okay, of everybody who is on your VIP list. And then you will obviously, once it's released, I feel like most things are released the Friday of convention, but sometimes it might be released on Saturday. So we also don't want to like send something out that's like like you've already pre-established it and it's supposed to be going out at 8 o'clock on Friday and the products haven't even been released yet, right? So you kind of want to be able to, you can set things up, and I'm going to tell you guys how to do that in a second. I know this is going way longer, but it's a lot of information. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Anyways, a good way to be able to circle back with those people that you have been building those relationships with over these next couple of weeks to see if they are interested in being on your VIP list is you can say something like, hey, you said something the other day when we were talking that really stuck out to me. And I have something that I have been using, or I have been given an opportunity, whatever you want to whether you're approaching them about the business opportunity or the products. And I really want you to meet my friend, April. She's really struggled with the same things that you have struggled with, and she's been able to help so many people. Can I connect the two of you? Or she's presenting tonight at such and such time. I would love for you to take some time out. I promise it will be totally worth your while, right? And so once you connect them through a three-way message or whatever else, after that exposure, that is when you say, hey, listen, I'd also love to be able to add you to my VIP list. Are you interested in it? Like, we have some massive products that are coming out, huge changes that are going to like completely explode the industry, things that have never been released before and never have been done in this industry. Would you want to be one of the first people to hear about it? I can put you on my VIP list and I will 100% be so happy to be able to share with you what it is when it's coming out. Like what I have heard, it's going to be absolutely phenomenal, right? So asking them that question, I have already, like I've put several posts out already hinting towards things, and I already have my VIP list created. I already have lots of people on my list just from people sending me a message saying, hey, I want to know, hey, yeah, can you add me to it too? Right? But then it also takes us exposing people and building those relationships and asking them, hey, do you want to be added as well? People, just go back from your list. Everybody you've contacted, contact them again. It's okay. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So there's a couple of ways that you can create your VIP list. Okay. You can just be simple like me and a pen and paper. Okay. Or just notes in your phone. Okay. That's just how I am. I am not a fancy or some people say bougie person when it comes to what I'm using and all of the things. But I know there's lots of y'all who like to do that high tech stuff. So I am going to share a couple of other things that you can do for creating your VIP list. Okay. There is a thing that is called Wix.com, Wix.com. And it's kind of like a website building platform, basically. Okay. You can go in with other leaders on your team, or even other just sideline sisters, brothers, whatever, and y'all can even do it together to where you just have this huge VIP list that is all just sent out in one fell swoop of we're so excited, and it can sound like it's coming just from you, right? I'm so excited of what's to come. Be on the lookout. I'll be sending you information on Friday at, Friday evening. Okay. But it can go out to a mass amount of people. All right. And then on Friday evening, what you can do is you can say, oh my goodness, they just launched it. I am so excited. I know that you're on my VIP list and that you're wanting more information. Please specifically reach out to me, and I am more than happy to be able to share more with you. And you can even do, like, if you want to say they've released X, Y, and Z, and this is what it's going to do, and you can put all of that in there too. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to share the PDFs. You don't have to share any of that stuff. But if you want more information, please, send me a message privately, and I will get you all that information and get you all signed up. Okay. Like I said, I'm simple. I'm just going to send a message to each individual person like this and letting them know, hey, this is what's happened. I'm so excited. That way they can just reply back to me. But there are some people who have, massive amounts of lists, or they like to be really fancy and send out beautiful emails and graphics and stuff like that. And that's not me. So I'm just trying to touch everybody, right? Okay. Once again, do not be the expert on these products. Okay. Just share in your excitement of what's to come and that this has never been done before. And you can let them know that it is, collagen, and that you have seen tons of before and afters already, and it is absolutely mind-blowing. You can let them know that it's terpenes and that it is the first of its kind as well, and that it is going to change the industry, even probably like the medical industry as well, right? So you can kind of let them know, but you don't have to say, unless they're asking, right? But a lot of people, they don't know about the different types of collagen and, all of this kind of stuff. You can say medical grade. I think that's kind of cool, right? But don't go into like the nitty gritty of the different types, and that it's bovine and that it's chicken neck and whatever else, right? Okay. Let's see here. Okay, another thing too, for customers that are currently taking your products, sending them a message too, to see if they want to be on your VIP list. Don't forget about them. We sometimes, because they're already purchasing, we sometimes forget about them, and just say, hey, listen, I know that you love our hemp oil. And are you interested in getting on my VIP list so you can be one of the very first people to find out about all of our new releases for the products? Okay. So don't not forget about them. Those ambassadors that are unplugged, I cannot stress this enough. Okay. Like I said earlier, you don't want to raise the dead. I am all about not doing that, right? But being able to say, listen, this is what's coming down the pipeline, even just loving on them, being that friend to them. I honestly treat those people anymore, unless they want to come back and like get their business going and they tell me that they do, just like a customer, basically. I want you to know what's going on with these products. I know you've stepped back a little bit, totally fine. I know life is super busy. Don't give them a hard time or make them feel bad about it, because it's okay, right? That's how it is. That's life. But I want you to be in the know of what's going on. Can I add you to my VIP list? Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so as far as if you want to mass text message people, okay, there is something that's called easy texting.com. Okay, it's not going to give your phone number. It gives like, you know, I mean, I get stuff all the time, even from Buff City Soaps, and it's like a 002-841, right? So it's going to be something like that. And it can be a mass text message of, hey, you know, this was just released, collagen, medical grade, terpenes, if you're interested in learning more and interested in seeing if it, you know, if it's a right fit and what it's all about, please send me a message privately to this or to my email or on Facebook or whatever, and I'll be more than happy to be able to get that information to you. Okay. Yes, that is probably, I'm assuming, I don't know, I haven't seen her post, but I think this is one of the only text messaging things that you can kind of do. You do have to pay for it, but it's not that much. And that's what I'm saying. If you wanted to pair up with other people and y'all just send out a mass one, because no one's going to know what it's coming from, right? But you can just say, reach back out to me and let me know personally, and let me know if this is something that you're interested in learning more about, right? Or you can do like me and just personally message people, because that's just, it's that personal touch. But like I said, people are different. Let's see here. Okay, I think that's it. So I hope that this was helpful. Honestly, when I first started in Q, and I don't remember our last company having a VIP list or us having to make a VIP list, or if we did, I never did it because I never knew how to. So I hope that this was helpful in you knowing how to, being able to go back to those people who have told you no, or it wasn't the right time. Asking again, it's okay. You never know. Circumstances change all the time, right? Or going back to old customers or current customers or old ambassadors or any current ambassadors too, letting all of your current ambassadors know what is going on, because I'm telling you, even though we all think that they're plugged in, not everybody's plugged in. Trust me. Okay. I'm not always plugged in either. I mean, the whole golf tournament thing, I'm still asking questions about it if y'all really want to know the truth about that. Okay. So not everybody can be plugged into everything. So we have to be that voice for them and let them know, right? Building those relationships with people, and in a couple of weeks asking, hey, there was something that you mentioned. If you are building relationships with people and asking the right questions just about their family and how things are and how they're coping, and you know, how their summer was, and they have any fun plans, did they do anything fun for the summer? Y'all, if you ask people that type of information of, did you do anything fun for the summer? They might completely unload on you of, oh no, we couldn't because, you know, my son has the worst allergies in the summer and we can never go outside because he goes outside and his eyes automatically just puff up, right? Like, so asking those different questions that are going to get things going. Or, you know what? No, we didn't get to travel this summer because my husband lost his job last spring and we just didn't have the extra money. But remember, when you're building these relationships, you don't have your Q hat on. You sympathize, you empathize with them, with what's going on. If you've felt that before, you let them know that. You keep loving on them. You keep just building that relationship. And then, like a few days before convention, I would say the week of convention, ask them the question. Hey, you know, this really stuck out to me a couple of weeks ago. You've just really been on my heart ever since then. And I really think that I have something that you need to take a look at, right? And then it will lead into the VIP list and whatever else. So, okay. Are there any questions? I'm going to go back. As a newbie, what can I expect for convention? Okay. Yes, thank you. I know that not everybody has been to convention before. And Breezy, I'm so excited for you to come and to meet you in person. Okay, so if you have never been to convention before, what you need to expect is if you are a bronze ambassador or if you bought a VIP ticket, that Thursday morning, we have Bronze Academy. It's for bronze and above or those who bought a VIP ticket. Bronze Academy, it will be all day long, okay? And attire for Bronze Academy as well as the main convention is business. I would say no jeans, but sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, that's all I have. So if that's all you have, maybe try to leggings or borrow something from friends. But being able to wear something that you would wear to church, right? Or out to a nice dinner. I normally wear pants, like black pants and a blouse and heels, or a skirt and blouse and heels, or a dress, or whatever you're going to be comfortable with. Just know also we're going to be on our feet a lot. So I love to wear heels, but also bring flip-flops too, and then stash them in my bag to change into later. Okay. We will have about an 1.5 to 2 hour lunch break each day. And so you can go out on your own to get lunch. What I think is the most beneficial and helpful, because there's not being able to get from one place to like a restaurant in the back, it sometimes takes time and you don't want to miss anything. It's really good just to do Uber Eats. Get together with a group of people and y'all order a bunch of food from somewhere, right? You can also do working lunches. Or even everybody just kind of getting together and talking and getting to know each other, or, reaching out to people and whatever else. It will end on Friday afternoon around 5 p.m. Same thing on Saturday too. Most of the time, like Friday night, like it's just going to be on your own, dinner on your own, whatever else. I'm trying to think what else. Can anybody who is I would make sure you bring snacks. They won't have snacks there. I think they might have like water coolers, but bring water to hydrate yourself. Silver dinner, if anybody is a silver and above or bought a VIP ticket, you will be able to go to silver dinner. You should have received a invitation to that. And that is Thursday night. It gets cold. It gets cold in the convention hall. They want to try to keep everybody awake. So make sure you bring something to keep you warm. Also, like, you want to bring pen and paper because you're going to be taking notes like crazy. Make sure that you sit up as close as possible, because the closer you are, in my opinion, the better you can pay attention, or at least me. My ADHD kicks in and I'm just like all over the place. You're going to receive phenomenal information. I mean, it's things that you're going to be able to take back and really be able to put into place with your team and put into action and really start doing it. I am telling you guys, convention can be life-changing for your business if you let it, okay? But if you walk in there with a closed mind, negative attitude, oh, I've been out of my business now all summer and I just don't know, and you're going to come away with a negative experience, right? Surround yourself at convention and learn from others. I cannot stress that enough. Don't stay in your little group of people that you might have come with. Get out and meet other people. Pick their brains. What's working for them? Meet other sidelines. Friend them on social media so y'all can stay in contact. All of the people that I am super close with in this business, besides obviously all of y'all that I work with constantly, I met at conventions. Like the sideline group that I do, that we are so close and we have such like a fun relationship and we're all so much alike. I have met them at all of the different conventions. Okay, you are going to be able to connect and relate to so many people and find so many people like you and on the same wavelength as you, and y'all can be each other's accountability partners, even if they live in Colorado or Hawaii or whatever, right? I encourage you to reach out. And it might be out of your comfort zone, but that's the biggest and the best thing I've ever done, is being able to find people outside of my team who I don't benefit and who don't benefit me to be my accountability partners. Because really and truly, that's what we're doing, is we're holding each other accountable and cheering each other on. And none of us have anything to gain from it or lose from it, except for being able to support one another. Okay, so a lot of times people do stick with their own little groups and crowds, but I really encourage you to reach out. Oh yeah, Q News, yes, you can. For silver dinner, you can wear jeans. I'm just talking about, like, at the main event, they really try to make it business attire as much as possible. But I don't want that to hinder anybody from coming if you don't have that. So if that's all you have is jeans, then totally fine. Let me see here. How to say, oh, please tell us again what to say in that email. So you can just send an email out or a text message or whatever a couple of days before convention and just say, hey, just want to let you know, I'm super excited. You said you wanted to be on my VIP list. I am headed to convention, or even if you're not able to make it, convention is coming up this weekend and I am going to let you in on all of the information. Just want you to be prepared that I will be sending you all of this once it is released on Friday. Okay, so then on Friday, once it's released, you can send them that message and say, it's here, it's finally here, I'm so excited, this is what they released today, and it's X, Y, and Z. If they have PDFs already that's out that you can attach, you can do that. If they don't, it's not a big deal, y'all. You can just say, this is what it's going to do for you. Okay, if it's the collagen, it's anti-aging. I have been actually testing it for a month now, and oh my gosh, have you seen my pictures? You know what I mean? Like, just things like that, right? So just being able to hype it up. Remember, you are not the expert. If they need more information, then you can send them a PDF of it when they come out, or you can connect them to somebody else, right? Oh my gosh, you have to meet my friend Kendall. Her pictures are phenomenal. She looks like she's 20 years old now. Okay, so being able to do it that way. All right. You can prepare when I was saying to be able to prepare those mass emails just to send out in one fell swoop, or the mass text messaging, is because it's easier to do that, right? So a lot of people actually prepare those emails. Oh, I didn't tell you the email. Constant Contact is a really good email service that I use. It's free. You don't have to make it all pretty, nothing like that. It's just like, once you put all the email addresses in, you can actually time it and set it to send at this specific time, this specific day. So yeah, you can already have all of that out. You can do the same thing with the text messaging too, through that easytexting.com. So you can prepare it ahead of time, or you can do it on the spot. It's whatever fits your personality. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. I probably should have a while ago, but